Human qualities like emotional intelligence and empathy will help you thrive in the digital age. When psychologist Jennifer Aaker of Stanford University analyzed 72 studies performed between 1979 and 2009, she found a sharp decline in empathy over time. Although there's a lot we don't know about the exact impact of modern technologies on empathy, there is sufficient evidence that our reliance on gadgets and online exchanges might be making us less emotionally intelligent. This is partly because of the non-physical nature of many modern channels of communication. We can't connect with people's smiling faces or distraught voices when interacting via text message or social media. According to sociologist Daniel Goleman, social media usage may be weakening links in emotional relationships because of this disconnect. The key message here is, human qualities like emotional intelligence and empathy will help you thrive in the digital age. And yet, ironically, we need emotional intelligence in the digital age more than ever. After all, in a machine-driven world, human qualities only become more unique and valuable. To help deepen our emotional intelligence, Goleman developed an approach that has proven particularly popular in workplace environments. He explains that the value of emotional intelligence can be defined across three key areas: understanding yourself, understanding others, and having the ability to take action. Almost every situation involving emotional intelligence has those three components, so allow yourself to run through them before reacting in difficult situations. For example, you may be feeling incredibly nervous before a job interview. First, check in with your feelings. Confirm that you're feeling nervous. Next, ask yourself why you're feeling nervous. Obviously, in this scenario, you're probably worried you won't get the job. Finally, ask yourself what you can do to take action. What steps can you implement to improve your chances of getting that job? Maybe one solution is to research the company you're applying for and prepare for your interviewer's questions. Whatever it is, as soon as you have a plan of action, there's a good chance you'll feel better about your situation. Understanding yourself and taking action gives you control to remain personally motivated and optimistic during stressful times of change. In order to adapt to the future of work, you have to be creative and flexible. Picture a house and a tent. What do they have in common? Well, they both have a base, columns, an interior, and a roof. But, obviously, their architecture is completely different. One is designed to stay in place, while the other is meant to be portable. Sociologist Yuval Noah Harari uses this analogy to differentiate between old and new work identities. The future of work is still an uncharted frontier, so rather than the stationary house, you need to be a tent, always ready to pack up your career and move along the next path. The key message here is, in order to adapt to the future of work, you have to be creative and flexible. No one can accurately predict artificial intelligence's impact over the long term. Experts seem to disagree on the matter. While some predict that 40% of people will become jobless over the next decade, others foresee that evolving technologies will simply create new positions to replace the obsolete ones. No matter the impact, though, one outcome is for certain. We will all have to rethink our current professional roles, one way or another. Instead of job titles, the author suggests thinking about your role in terms of three key concepts: time, transition, and machines. Let's start by looking at the first two. Whether you're an employee, an entrepreneur, or an influencer, expect your relationship with time to change. That is, you'll have a lot more of it on your hands. With artificial intelligence and automation picking up some of the work, you'll need to evaluate how to stand out among your peers who have similar AI programs and automation scripts. Also, companies will value individuals who can help reimagine time by identifying which tasks can be automated or where human input is actually required to add value. In order to reimagine time and make the essential technological transition in your career, you need to get creative. But you don't have to be in a traditionally creative field to come up with innovative solutions. You simply need to hone your ability to improvise. Contextual creativity requires using a combination of knowledge and instincts to make decisions and adapt when faced with the unknown. Learning new skills and disciplines also equips you with more material with which to improvise as things are changing around you. But aside from time and transition, it's also important to embrace the rise of the machines. Human-machine relationships will define the future of work. Let's say you're an editor at a publishing house. One day, your company decides to introduce a machine learning algorithm to proofread manuscripts. You set up an algorithm on your computer to track your patterns and learn when you make changes. Essentially, you're training the algorithm to take over that part of your job. The upside to productivity is easy to see. With more time on your hands, you can focus on other aspects of your work. But now imagine there were thousands of other human editors training the same algorithm. The larger the scale of machine learning, the scarier it can be to imagine just how quickly algorithms can take over a human task. Here's the key message. Human-machine relationships will define the future of work. In the past, computers were only used as aids for processing information. But now, with smart algorithms and machine learning, we can train computers to take on entire jobs. As machines continue to play a greater role in society, it's becoming more crucial than ever to be well-versed in the human aspects of artificial intelligence. You don't have to be a tech developer to respond to technological disruption in your field. All you need is a solid conceptual understanding of the technology needed to do your job, as well as the ability to work in a technology-driven environment. As we've already seen, you'll also need to develop uniquely human skills like emotional intelligence, empathy, adaptability, and contextual creativity. For now, even the most advanced technology can't substitute people's capacity for contextual creativity. But no one knows for how long that will be the case. The ethics of artificial intelligence is another great concern of our time. With every email you write or picture you post, you're training machine learning algorithms. Large corporations like Google, Facebook, and Amazon are reaping the data and monetary benefits. Questions about the philosophical, ethical, and humanistic implications of technological change are burgeoning. And it's worth considering the good, the bad, and the ugly. After all, we may be in the early days of artificial intelligence, but you can bet that machines aren't going anywhere, and that they'll continue to radically transform the landscape of work. The exponential rise of artificial intelligence is transforming jobs across every industry. In order to thrive in the future of work, determine which of the 21st century work cultures is for you: corporate, startup, or influencer. By investigating your mindset and motivations, you can discover your most compatible work environment and embrace technological disruption.